Hello everyone, and this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game here on Last Refuge. It is going to be between XiaKai and what is with CoolXian constantly choosing colors that is nearly impossible for me to spot on the minimap. My goodness. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going to be going down in this Night Elf versus Undead matchup here on Last Refuge. Over here on the top right hand side of the map we have CoolXian spawning as the green Night Elf. Meanwhile, XiaKai spawning as the blue Undead. XiaKai currently taking a 1-0 lead, I believe, in this series as the games do roll on. Now, Night Elf versus Undead. The game was pretty interesting in the previous map just because it was a map that I was not very familiar with. It was hard to figure out creep patterns. It was hard to figure out what their overall strategies would be. As now we are moving now into game 2. We may see a much more traditional bears, dryads, crypt fiends, destroyers, obsidian statue matchup, but I wouldn't be surprised if these players constantly are trying to reinvent the game. A lot of people out there have noted that WarCraft has been around for quite some time now. Yes, it has, and the game is still being reinvented, which is a good thing for any real-time strategy. Chess has been around for a long time, and even though many openings are still very similar and so many games of chess has been played, there are still the different styles and different strategies to play with. So far we can see that CoolXian is just opening up here. He will be going for that Ancient of War creeping. Can I do no, I cannot really have the minimap the terrain off. So we are going to see the now Ghoul try to pressure all of these Wisp here, as the Ghoul is taking some arrows in the back. Not too beneficial for him, as we are now going to see a fight break out here at the orange creep camp. On the green side, Ogre Magi now coming in as well. You can see that the Archer is taking a lot of damage here, and so is that Ancient of War. This harassment is actually going to become very effective, as the Ghoul is now looking to slip away. Where is that Ghoul going to be? I'm not 100% sure where it went. It may have actually been taken down here, as we now see that the Ancient of War is still taking a lot of damage. Ogre Magi will get taken down, but the timing on this could be extremely bad, as the Death Knight is already coming in from the other side of the map. You can see that the Death Knight is right there. Is he going to get a mana burn off? No mana burn onto that Death Knight. Even though that Death Knight currently does have Unholy Aura, and XiaKai is coming in with a very strong presence here. Gonna take down an Archer and perhaps try and take down more units as well. Ancient of War is now rooting himself off in this location. We are going to see that the Demon Hunter now taking a look inside did not use mana burn, as it did not, I repeat, did not want to spend any mana, as the Moonwells would just fully recharge his hit points instead. So far, that Death Knight is coming in with a bit of harassment. You can see that the base is completely wide open, and this is a problem with Night Elf bases, especially if you go for Ancient of War creeping. You have no real buildings inside your base. Even though the trees can attack back, if you don't have that many trees inside your base, what can you really do? Alright, Wisp now trying to get away. Is he going to be able to get away there? It looks like yes, it will. In fact, get away with the help of some moon juice from those Moonwells. Moonwell is now starting to regenerate some hit points, as the Ancient of War down over here still regenerating hit points, as we are now going into a bit of a chase. Death Knight may pick up Dust of Appearance and Boots of Speed. Only the Boots of Speed, and now we see that the creeps are waking up. Death Knight now coming in with a bit more harassment. You can see skeletal minions could be popping up here in just a moment. No skeletons surprisingly down off over here, as the Death Knight and the Demon Hunter still battling it out. Death Knight now running back in here. Let's take a look at the bases, as we are going into Ghoul creeping while the Death Knight is away. That is going to give some very important experience to that Death Knight, who is getting very close to level 2 right now. Alright, you can see that the Tree of Ages is nearing completion there. The Demon Hunter, realizing that his opponent was getting experience, decided to go all the way to the other side of the map to pick up the item, and grabs himself a Gloves of Haste. A very effective item on that Demon Hunter, as the Demon Hunter is an agility based hero who has very strong base attacks. Demon Hunter now still battling it up against here. We can see Inner Fire now coming in, as the Death Knight gonna get in some easy shots on to this poor Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter taking a lot of damage there, as the Demon Hunter now going up against that Death Knight. So far, it looks as though that Death Knight is really winning out in that battle, as the Death Knight does have more hit points, and now that Demon Hunter will be forced to retreat. Nothing a couple points of Moon Juice could not resolve here. rather easily, as we are going to see Boots of Speed now purchase. Demon Hunter finally getting to level 2. Ghouls now making their way out across the map. You can see Halls of the Dead nearing completion. We are going into a graveyard, most likely going to follow it up with a slaughterhouse. The Troll High Priest is going to get taken down rather quickly here, but you can see that that Inner Fire adding +5 armor, so problematic. Death Knight does get, I believe, a steal there. Oh, tries to take down an Archer. The Archer survives with 18 hit points as the Skeletal Minions are still trying to give chase. Death Knight now on the run will be able to outrun that Demon Hunter, as he does have Unholy Aura and Boots of Speed of his own. Alright, Troll Trapper gonna get taken down. We can see the two heroes are battling each other again. There is that mana burn, now that it actually means something, as the Demon Hunter chasing after this Death Knight. Alright, Skeletal Minions now coming in. We can see that we are already upgrading to a Black Citadel. Ghouls are now trying to come back home as well, as the Demon Hunter has some ideas on trying to pick off these ghouls. That is going to be a little bit dangerous, as we now see a Panda has been picked up by CoolXian. CoolXian looking to creep out here. Meanwhile, the Death Knight really wants to just stop this Panda from getting to level 3. Level 3 on that Panda with level 2 Breath of Fire can easily take down a ghoul army, which is what it looks like XiaKai is going for. Meanwhile, CoolXian is just using all of the Night Elf tricks. Staff, most likely he does or will pick up a Staff of Preservation momentarily in order to teleport across the map, be able to heal back up, and then teleport all the way back down in just a moment's notice. Demon Hunter now looking to come in. You can see, meanwhile, off to the north, the Death Knight wants his Archer, wants his woman, and it looks like the Archer is going to survive. Ever so barely again, getting to that Moonwell just in time, as the Death Knight was once again low on mana and unable to do much of anything else. It looks as though Archer may regenerate more hit points, and he does again, up to 245, as he will be backing away. Meanwhile, the Death Knight having to retreat and go back home to stop against this one Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter may get surrounded. That would be extremely bad, as I believe the Staff of Teleportation is on cooldown. Ghoul now gonna perhaps back away there, and oh, we may see a surround. No, that surround not coming in. Alright, it looks as though the Demon Hunter does want to get away. Are we gonna perhaps see a Tavern Hero as well? We could see the Dark Ranger the moment that this Black Citadel is up, as we are looking at the Death Knight now wandering around the map. So far, the dual Ancients of Lore, coupled with the Adept training and eventual Mastery training, does indicate that it will be bears coming in from the Night Elf player. Meanwhile, I haven't seen the Slaughterhouse yet go down. Nope, that is it right now. So the Slaughterhouse will indicate it will be Obsidian statues, Destroyers, and maybe a couple of Abominations. Our Death Knight now tries to run around here, takes a little bit of damage for all of his effort, and now trying to get away. This is not good. That slow poison really taking a toll on him, taking another mana burn down to 50 sub mana, as he wants to be able to land a Death Coil. Meanwhile, the Lich is already wandering around. He could perhaps get off a couple Frost Novas here, try and take down this creep camp, and with the Dark Ritual should have pretty much an endless supply of mana. So far, the Lich may be making its way off over here instead to the Goblin Laboratory. Death Knight now perhaps wandering around, does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. That is extremely gutsy, as he is going to be coming in here. Oh, is he going to try to pick up an item? It looks as though the item may be left behind. Is he going to try and pick it up? This is going to be absolutely hilarious if he actually gets the item. Is it going to be the item? Oh, gets the item, and was it a boot? No, he doesn't get the item. I believe the Demon Hunter got the item. Yes, it was an Ankh of Reincarnation, but the Goblin Zeppelin did pick up the Death Knight. The Death Knight did get to level 3, which is what he wanted, and he also denied experience from his opponent. The Zeppelin, however, not going to be able to do very much of anything else. Death Knight harassment gonna get stopped by those Dryads, as the Bear army is now moving out again. Level 2, level 1. Night Elf has not been able to really level up his heroes, as we do see a Frost Nova come in there. Alright, Lich now trying to get away. Oh, poor Crypt Fiend having a very bad day. Is he going to be able to slip away here? No, now heading off to the north. Does have that Orb of Venom debuff, coupled with that slow poison. That Demon Hunter will get his Spider and level 3 again. So far, the Dryads are still making their way around. You can see that there is a Goblin Zeppelin. The Goblin Zeppelin now backing away, line of sight over the tree line. as the Goblin Zeppelin taking a bit of damage, but it is a mechanical unit, so it cannot in fact take any poison damage. So far the bears are off over here to the north. The panda still trying to level up, should get to level 2 there with little to no effort, while the demon hunter keeps his opponent's base in check. Obsidian statue, destroyers now doing a move around the map. You can take a look here. The panda is now coming over as well. Where is this Lich and this Death Knight going? He is coming in over here, and the demon hunter may try to do a little bit of a sneak around. This is not going to work. Oh, he does shake off the cold from the Frost Nova just in time, as the Staff of Teleportation is going to allow him to regroup with his army. Lich still rather low on mana, has to be careful, as we are now going to see an engagement here. We can see a couple of ghouls, no skeletal minions to feed on for that Lich, as the ghoul is trying to head back home, but he is currently just being slowed. Alright, Orba, oh, there is the Dark Ritual there, getting some extra mana, denying it from his opponent, as we are now looking at where this Demon Hunter will be going to next. Demon Hunter trying to do a little bit of a slip around. It will be able to get off that mana burn onto that Death Knight. Death Knight once again low on mana, as the panda trying to get to level 3 to try and stop this army. Level 3, level 2, a slight hero advantage for the Undead. Meanwhile, the panda is getting ever and ever closer, as I believe he's finally caught up. All right, there's the Breath of Fire. A lot of damage being dealt. The Demon Hunter now perhaps trying to go after some units as well. Will he be able to perhaps get off a mana burn, as the Demon Hunter in a little bit of trouble with only 1 armor. One of its big aspects is how difficult it is to kill because of armor. But with only 1 armor, that Demon Hunter 675 max hit point doesn't look nearly as strong. There is that rejuvenation again. Gonna be able to get back close to in the 500 to 600 range, I do believe. Death Knight now wandering around level 3, level 2, as it is looking for more places to creep. It is going to find this army here. Circle of Nobility. What is that? A Staff of Teleportation now coming in. Bear does get taken down. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Bear now in a bit of trouble. Is the Lich going to even bother to pick up the Circlet of Nobility? Yes, he does pick it up just in time, as all the units are backing off again. So far, I believe that was a low hit point. Yes, a low hit point ghoul surviving still. We are now sitting at 38 over 50 supply. Meanwhile, 50 over 60 for CoolXian, as CoolXian does have the army advantage. He just needs to make something happen with it. Panda now getting up to level 3. It looks like CoolXian is going to really put a lot of pressure with that, as the Demon Hunter is now looking to come in. So far, Demon Hunter comes in, gets off a mana burn, now runs away again. The Death Knight still laying down the damage alongside that Lich. The Lich is also sitting at level 3. Most likely will be coming to the table with level 2 Frost Nova, as we are going into a Book of the Dead. Something that you really don't want to get against a Night Elf player, as the Night Elf can easily just pull off a Wisp and then detonate, getting a lot of free experience. Here comes the Death Knight and the Lich around the corner. And here comes the Demon Hunter at max hit points, looking to come in and just destroy this army. Destroyer is coming in over here, as well as the Demon Hunter just going to simply walk in here. Gets off a huge mana burn onto the Lich, as the Lich now just above 100. Death Knight still trying to finish this off here. There's another mana burn. The Death Knight now with Scourge Bone Chimes. That Abomination is going to be that much more difficult to take down, as the Death Knight is going to be able to get some additional regen. Lich now down to sub 50 mana. That is not good news for him at all. The Lich needs to get Essence of Mana as well as Essence of Blight in order to have any chance of getting off those Frost Novas. Meanwhile, the Death Knight chasing after the Demon Hunter down to 134 hit points. Dryads are now trying to come in here as well. Oh, there's that potion of healing, and there is the fight, as a ghoul does get taken down. Level 4 now on the Panda, and the Panda with also a Belt of Giant Strength. Very, very difficult to take out. He has the Belt of Giant Strength. He has bonus hit points, over 1,000 hit points now, max, as both sides are now simply just looking to retreat and regroup. So far, we do see 1 Frostworm, only 1 Obsidian Statue with no Essence of Mana, meaning that there is not going to be extra mana for that Death Knight or that Lich, And if the Lich and the Death Knight do not have any mana, they're just very, very expensive units, as their spells are really what makes them so powerful. Overlord gonna get taken down here. It looks as though the Demon Hunter is over here trying to give chase, trying to place a bit of pressure. Squirrel Town Portal coming in. CoolXian looking very, very strong, as his army will be teleporting straight in the fight, straight up on top of all the units. There's a Breath of Fire. Staff of Preservation could be coming in. The Panda will get taken down. Oh, potion, no, there's a rejuvenation, but it was a bit late there. There's a Death Coil saving that one particular Frostworm there, as the Demon Hunter now trying to go after some other units. Oh, yes, we are going to see that Frostworm get taken down. Demon Hunter seeing that level 4 with the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Bears now trying to fight back here. Archers now fighting back as well, as you can see that the bears are starting to take a lot of damage. The Dryads trying to focus back, as well as the Lich is now very, very low on health. The Lich now finally able to take damage. It looks as though the Squirrel Town Portal will be transferred to him. The Death Knight, very, very careful, is able to escape at 30 or 28, 24 hit points. You can see that Orb of Venom, how much damage it is in fact dealing, and then slowly recharging back up. Coming back around, you can see a Shade now making a move out across the map. Demon Hunter looking to finish off the Ogre Lord here. Shouldn't have a problem. There is an Orb of Venom as well. A lot of missing attacks here, as the Ogre Lord is just trying to run away now. Mana burn off on that Troll High Priest. Not very much mana left. Is he going to be able to do much of anything, as the Ogre Lord now finally joins back in on the fight? There goes an Ogre Lord there. Ogre Magi, excuse me, as the Ogre Lord is now just taking down the rest of the bears. The bears not even bothering to go into bear form, as we are going to go Ancient Django of Endurance, giving Endurance aura for that one Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter now has a very fast movement speed, I believe, on top of the Boots of Speed. Meanwhile, we are going into a Frostworm here. Are we going to see a quick engagement? Yes, it will. And this base should fall pretty quickly. But XiaKai just doesn't look nearly as strong as he was in the game 1. CoolXian sitting at 77 over 80. XiaKai sitting at 56 over 80. He is down by 21 supply. And I believe that is only going to get worse if any serious engagements do take place. Alright, Frostworm finishing off a Scouting Wisp down over here on the bottom left. Meanwhile, on the top right, we can see bears, Dryads all ready to go. What are we going to have next? Staff of Teleportation, no silence, as the Demon Hunter is going to teleport back, sitting at level 5 with only 1 armor. So fragile of a hero. Dryads, Demon Hunter, Panda now looking to come in. There goes that Zeppelin, as we are looking at what is this? Double Frostworms. No upgrades though. Double Destroyers in order to devour magic all of those rejuvenations. That may be enough. And also devour magic that roar. If the bears are silly enough to join a fight with a whole bunch of roar cast across multiple units, those bears will be falling very, very quickly, as we're looking at all the units now making their way off to the north. CoolXian is in a bit of trouble. He does not have any anti-air towers at all. You can see that the Squirrel Town Portal has been used. It will teleport all the units back home. There it is. The Dryads and the bears are now ready to go again. The Abomination needs to be very careful. Is going to get taken down if it is not lucky. And is it lucky? It is now down to 200, 189, 188. There is the temporary save. But I do say temporary, as it is now finally down. Taking a look here, we can see that the Destroyers and the Frostworms are giving a little bit of a problem for CoolXian, but CoolXian is just hoping that he can fight on his own terms. The Dryads are in position to take down so many of those Destroyers, as we now see I believe level 5 on either the Death Knight or the Panda. No, almost level 5 here. Thought I saw the animation. Level 4 on the Lich, but that's been quite some time as well, as we are looking at a big fight down here in the center. Both sides still raging on. Both sides trying to stop the other, as you can see that the Panda finally using a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Still pushing through very strong here. May take down another Obsidian statue, but now this guy has to be very careful. Down to 17 hit points. He gets trapped and taken out. The Panda Brewmaster, or Pandaren Brewmaster, down at level 4. As we are looking at a Death Knight now trying to get away. We could perhaps see a Death Coil here, saving up another Crypt Fiend. No, we do not. The bear army is just too strong, too much to bear, so to speak, as the Death Knight now looking to come in and come back. So far, 2 bases to 1. CoolXian looks like he has this game in the bag. Everything is looking good here. His supply is at 68 over 90 compared to his opponents, I believe 52 to 55 right now. That would be my guess. Well, not even 41 right now, and he's not able to really mine much more gold. He has about a minute left, and that is it. Dryads and bears once again coming in to engage. Demon Hunter now looking, there you go, the Demon Hunter trying to fight this back. CoolXian looking very strong as the Demon Hunter is getting a lot of poison damage off across multiple units. CoolXian using a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Lich doing the same exact thing as well, as we may see the Death Knight get taken down. Oh, it does get taken down. That was a huge loss, losing that Death Knight, and I believe with that XiaKai is going to be leaving the game momentarily. Level 5 Demon Hunter has fallen. Where is the Panda? There's the GG come in from XiaKai, but only a minor difference in score, only 4,000 resource difference in terms of score, as CoolXian is able to even up the series at 1 game apiece. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.